Hi everyone, I'm Will Brown and welcome to the WP Quickies series, bite-sized WordPress tips and tricks in 30 minutes or less. In this lunchtime, I'm going to be talking about how to manage your own and your client websites using ManageWP, the SaaS app from there. So thanks very much for taking your time to join me this sunny Sydney afternoon. Welcome to those overseas and to those catching up on a replay as well. Drop your name and where you're from into the comments below. And if you're on any of the social channels, hit some of those buttons, so the subscribe, the connect, and the thumbs up with me. That'll be great. Who have we got online today? We have Future Shock from Marrickville. Thank you for joining me. Susan as well. Thank you, Susan. And Joey J joining in from Singapore as usual. We've got Seventh Circle Design in Dallas, Texas. These are our regular WP Quickie viewers. Alex from California as well. So thank you so much for taking your time to join in with me today. If you want to drop a question, do that in the comments below. I use hashtag ask. I'll get a little bit bigger. There we go. In the comments, and I'll pick out some of the questions, try and answer them in real time as well, or I'll circle back to them at the end of the presentation. GL Photography and Art, hi Will, hi back to you. We've got the Maze, says boo. Great to have you on here, guys. Thank you so much for spending your time. Okay, so I get asked quite a lot about links. So all the links that I mentioned throughout the stream, I'm going to put them in the comments below the video on the social media channels. These are social media channels. What happens afterwards is I collect all the links, I publish the presentation, I put them as a comment underneath the video. So if you want to come back afterwards, maybe half an hour after the video, and all the links to the presentation will be in there. I don't think there'll be too many links today, though, because we're just really focusing on one topic at the moment. Norman says, hello from Epping. Hello to you guys. Thank you so much. Let's jump in, shall we? Let's keep it nice and quick today. Oh, there's another one. So just before we go in, we've actually moved to a new Facebook group. So for the WP Sydney, for the WordPress Sydney meetup, and I'll pop it into the comments down below. So yeah, we've got a new Facebook group. Now, we have been using a Facebook page for many, many years, but pages are not really as interactive as groups are. So we've been thinking about this for quite a while, and we've taken the decision to move away from the Facebook page and to the Facebook group as well. So if you have been a member of the Facebook page, just migrate over. The link is there to the group for that, and hopefully, going forward, it's going to have more interaction, in a group style format, being able to chat with each other, hold conversations properly, which you can't really do on a page at all. We've got Alan Kessler from Annandale. Thanks, Alan, for joining us. So let's jump into the main topic for today. So we're talking about WP Site Care, WordPress Site Care, but specifically going to look through ManageWP, and because that's the one that I use mostly to manage all my client websites. Oh, I've got a question straight off. Mr. Miyabi says, any considerations for something like Discord or Reddit over Facebook? Not too sure at the moment. Discord, I think, is quite a good platform. We used it for the Linux conference last year. So yeah, we could use something like Discord, but mainly most of our stuff is actually on Slack. So it's more of a preference. So Facebook is one of our main social carriers because that's where most people are in Facebook. So we've chosen to still stay on Facebook, but move away from the page because we're not getting as good interaction with the page, and moved more towards a group for there. YouTube, we've got our YouTube channel, so people can come back and recap on stuff in there. And if you want real-time interaction, then Slack, the Slack group would be the one to use. And there is a WP Sydney or WordPress Sydney channel in there that you can interact with. But yeah, thanks for the question there. And we've got On Top of IT Services says, g'day, Will, how are you guys? Okay, so ManageWP. ManageWP, it's a software as a service. We call it a SaaS application that allows you to manage one or more websites remotely. Now, being a SaaS app, it means that you have to log into their own dashboard and add the websites into there that you want to manage with their service. Now, you can perform remote updates, security, and lots more different features, some of which are free and some of which are paid upgrades as well, depending on what you need. And I'll go through some of those when we're taking a walk through the dashboard. Now, registration for ManageWP is totally free. And in fact, you can actually run the unlimited number of websites under ManageWP using the free service to the free add-ons for there, and you won't get charged. All you need to do is register, add your websites, and you can basically manage most of the stuff for the websites, the basic core management tools for free for unlimited websites. And I think that's fantastic, especially for people starting out. Maybe you're starting out offering some site care plans for your client base. ManageWP is a great service to start into that without having to pay any money. You can do all your remote stuff from that. Now, some of the free features, and I'll just make these a little bit bigger. We'll step through this, but just to give an overview. So the free plan allows you to remotely manage unlimited websites, as I said. Some pro features are disabled, but the core app always allows you to update the WordPress core, the plugins and themes. So that's kind of its core applications, core feature is to be able to update the WordPress and the plugins and themes. Now, you can see there are quite a few free features available. Some of these features have limitations, such as maybe like a monthly, weekly, or manual schedules, and they all carry the ManageWP branding. However, there's enough there for you to remotely manage multiple websites and keep up your site up to date and backed up. Now, ManageWP, it offers two types of premium paid models. The first premium model is shown above, and this is a fixed US dollar price per feature, per website, per month. Now, this works out relatively cheaply if you only need a couple of features and you're only running a few websites. And I'll go into some of these features in more detail when we walk through the dashboard. Now, the second premium pricing model that ManageWP offers are featured bundles. Now, prices again are in US dollars and they're per month and they cover up to 100 websites. So the bundles, you can grab a bundle of add-ons for that. And then this really works out the cheapest option if you're starting to use these kind of premium features for maybe 50 or more websites. So if you're doing the previous one, you're basically picking which features do you want and paying them per feature, per website, per month. But the bundle allows you to group stuff together, and that's you pay a fixed price per month, but that limits you to 100 websites. So if you have 101 websites, and you still want to use the premium features, you need to take out another bundle and you stack them on top of each other. Okay, so here's the ManageWP dashboard. But I'll walk through that anyway. It's just an extra slide. I'm going to walk through the dashboard itself and just show you some of the features there. But let's cover just setting up new websites with ManageWP, because I'm not going to show you how to do that in the demo. I'm just going to walk through the existing dashboard. So the first thing you need to do is you need to install their ManageWP Worker plugin from the WordPress directory. Now you can type in, you can actually download it as a zip from the WordPress.org, or you can download it directly from the WordPress plugins dashboard just by searching for ManageWP, all one word, and then the word worker for that. And once you've got that installed, then and activated, then you can add your website to ManageWP, either using administrator username and password or by a secret client key generated by the plugin. So here we can see here, this is the plugin in WordPress. Now I use the connection key. I don't use a username and password for some of my, actually most of my websites, because I use 2FA. So I use two-factor authentication for pretty much every WordPress website that I use. And because you've got an extra step, you've got the Authenticator app on your phone, then that means that ManageWP cannot log in with a username and password. So I use this system here, which is called the connection management for there. And what you do here is you come into the plugin. So this is in the plugins dashboard in WordPress. Highlighted by the red arrow there, there's a little link that says connection management. You click on that and this pop-up comes up, and it basically tells you the connection key. And it's a secret key that you use. You copy it from your website and you go into the ManageWP dashboard and you use the connection key. So that's where you get the connection key from in your own website. Click on the connection management, copy that key. So copy it into the dashboard, copy it into Notepad or something. And then we flip it back into ManageWP dashboard and we click on the add website. Of course, we've got to enter the URL for that. And then it tries to connect. And here's where it's asking for your WordPress username and password. So it needs to be an admin, username and password. But because I've got 2FA, two-factor authentication on my websites, I use the link underneath that says use connection key instead. So this is an extra step that I need to take because I've got two-factor authentication on my websites. So that's going to look like this. And this is where you're going to paste in that secret key that you generated from the plugin on the WordPress dashboard. So click on that and then click on Add Website. And it's going to add your website to the dashboard. Now, for some of my websites, I host them on wordify.com, which offers you free development websites. And they put theirs through, all the development websites have an authentication. So basic authentication, it's a folder, password protected folder. So this is an extra step that I need to do just for some of my websites. So it's going to say to you, it's going to come back and say that it couldn't connect with the website because it's behind HTTP authentication. And then you put in the username and password for that, add website, and then it's going to add it to the dashboard. So let's have a quick look at the dashboard. Let's see if I can flip here. Go back and put this in full screen. There we go. So I know it's a little bit small, but let's step you through some of these at the moment. So at the very top here, this is the add new website here. So you click on that and you can add you go through that process that I just showed you on the slides to add your stuff in here. I've got a test site added already. So when you come back into WordPress, into ManageWP, it usually goes on this websites tab. Now, you've got 4 main tabs at the side, 4 main icon options. One is overview, and it tells you an overview of all the updates for all your websites connected. Optimizations, that's database optimization. Comments as well, so you can manage comments across your websites. And some news, that's the ManageWP news. It's not got anything to do with your websites. Then you've got some services for each website. You've got backup, security, performance, link monitor. So you can get a quick link to some of the services as well. And on the left-hand side here, we can click on the different types of services here. We can click on the status as well. So if they've got security issues, SSL not enabled, updates available. So you can see here there's 10 updates available. There's 2 security issues. So you can filter them by this. And you can also add tags to websites. Now, I love this. So at the moment, I've got the staging. So this website that I am showing here just now is classified as staging. But you can also add tags like live or personal. So for example, if you just wanted to update all the staging websites, you can click on this. It shows you all the staging websites, update those, check for errors. If there's no errors, then maybe you can go and apply those to the live versions of those. You can set up clients as well in different languages. So this overview just gives you a real clear feature of what needs to be done with a focus on the updates and the optimization and the comment management as well. The next one down is the websites itself. So this, because I've got the staging one checked, it's only going to show the staging website for here. It's not generated the thumbnail very well, but this just gives you access to all your different websites from there. There's a little report at the top, so you can jump to client reports, plugins, themes, users, and code snippets. Those are more kind of settings for the websites that you can set up. The next icon down here is clients. Now this can be really quite useful. So if you're setting up things like reports, it's like automated reports that go to clients every month, then you can click on add client details here, add in their username, their emails, which websites they manage, and you can basically add their own logo as well and company name, phone number. And all this stuff is kind of squished into the automated reports. So you could automate the whole reporting thing if you're doing site care plans for your customers. So you can create all the new clients in there and then add the websites that they're linked to from there. Now, add-ons. Add-ons are going to show you all the different add-ons that you have purchased. And so this is more from a premium point of view. And I've not got any at the moment from here. So I just use ManageWP as a free tool. So I don't need to do any of the extra add-ons for those. But let's have a look at some of them anyway. So in websites, this is where you navigate to. When you open up ManageWP, it comes into your websites. Then you'd choose one website or multiple websites to update. So you hover over the website here. It's usually got a nice thumbnail of the front page. Here we can open the website dashboard within ManageWP. The WordPress logo opens the WordPress dashboard because you're already linked to the dashboard. You did it with the username and password or the connection key. Here we can view the backups for the website. And this one is a few site options as well. So you can tag things, you can reconnect, you can refresh the thumbnail, and you can remove it. So that's the kind of the general settings for those. So let's go and have a look at the dashboard area for this particular demo website. Jail, photographer, and art has a question. Just thinking about GitHub as you're talking about the key might be an idea for a WP Quickie. Could be, yeah. We could talk about GitHub. Okay, so here we are. So we're inside the ManageWP dashboard, and now we're inside the dashboard for a single website. And this is a demo website that I've got, ZPD, 0-Point Development Demo. So straight away from the dashboard, we get the same overview that we had in the overview icon up here, but specifically just for this one website. So here we can see all the plugin updates, and then we can click on themes, the WordPress core, and then we can update everything as well. So you can select all and then just do an update. Safe update is a premium feature, and that's where it will keep a backup of your website. So if you click on safe update, then it will update all the themes and the plugins. If there's an issue, then you can roll one of those back or roll back to the previous instance. So if you are updating websites and you find an issue, then it can resolve that really, really quickly for that. But again, that's a premium option for safe update. So you got updates here. It tells you which WordPress you're running on as well, WordPress 5.8. Then you've got some of the add-ons like Uptime Monitor. I don't use that for the free one because I use something else. I use Status Cake for my uptime monitoring. And then you've got optimization for your database. Then we've got backups down below. So this is the free backup. Backups are monthly. We've got a little bit of analytics. I connected my Google Analytics to this. Then we've got some notes. You can take notes for a specific website. So maybe you've got some instructions on which plugins to update first. You can put that in your notes so other people can have a look in. And then we've got things like SEO and your comment management down the bottom as well. And this dashboard will evolve. So the more add-ons you take, if you take extra add-ons, then more dashboard widgets could appear for those. But that's the very, very basic ones that we've got in here. Okay. Let's have a look at some of these. So this is the main dashboard. So if we go into these settings, you get more specific options for each of these different add-ons. So this one here is the backups. Now, if you're new, if you added a new website and you come into these, then it's going to ask you which version. So most of these add-ons, they have a free and a premium version for those. Now, I have activated just the free ones on here for these, and I've already set this up. So the free backup is only a monthly backup. We can see here I've got one backup set from last month from there, and another one that's coming in pretty soon. And within the backups, you can see there's an overview. So restore backup, you can download it, you can clone it to another website. You've got the content, the files in the database, a few settings as well. So you can specify a time. Again, for the free one, it's set at monthly. But if you go for the paid option, you can go down to weekly, daily, or every 1 hour, and you can really kind of delegate what time and what date this all happens in. You can include and exclude content, so files and databases. You can choose the storage region as well. Mine set to United States. I think there's only US, and I think there's only Europe as well for those. And you've got things like event notifications and FTP and MySQL settings. So there's a lot of configuration within each of these different add-ons for those. And of course, you've got to restore from zip as well that you can do that. So that's the backups. Plugins. So the plugins is going to basically show you how to manage or allow you to manage all the plugins within whatever website you're in. So at the moment here, it shows the plugins, it shows which are active, all the inactive ones, and which ones are updating. So you can update them from here if you like, or the main dashboard from here. But within plugins, you've also got scheduling. So you can select auto updates for plugins, and you can create a schedule for that. So maybe you want to update them every so often or at a particular time on a particular day. And then you've got a scheduling history, which will tell you which plugins were updated and when. In themes, it's very, very similar. It's exactly the same as the plugins feature, except it's based on themes. So you've got active, inactive updates and your scheduling updates. And then with users as well. So you can manage users completely from within ManageWP. You can add users, you can delete users, you can edit users as well for that. So you've got the full management of those. And again, with all the roles that come with WordPress, you can associate roles with users. So you can do all that remotely, which is fantastic. Okay, local sync. Now I've not tried this feature, so I really can't tell you exactly what this, how this works. But it basically should allow you to synchronize a website that's linked with ManageWP with a local instance machine. Now, I've not tried this, so I can't really tell you how it works or how well it works, but you can maybe have a look at that. But it does say it's in beta, so this is kind of a relatively new feature that's popped up in the last few months. Okay, so some more add-ons here. This is a link monitor. So this is looking for 404 or broken links. Now, this is just a premium feature for here. So you can activate that and it comes and it tells you the price per month or per website for those. You can choose to activate that and you have to put billing in for this service. So I'm not going to do that just now. How do I get rid of this? No, it's not letting me go. Okay, let's do F11. Okay, I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna go back and refresh. Oh dear, that did not go well. There we go. So it didn't want to get me out of that. I won't press that again. There we go. So that was the link monitor. So that's for broken links. I'll just put that back into full screen. Security. Security is free and premium as well. So it does have a free option. So I've got this enabled. Now you've got to set up a scheduling for that, and scheduling is paid. So if you don't want to do the scheduling, then the security check for free one is just manual. You have to come in and press a button and run that manually each time. But just give you a basic overview. So it's saying that some problems were detected, and that's because I've got some plugins that really need to be updated that haven't been updated yet. Performance is really good. So if you are running site care plans, so if you've got some clients on here that's got some site care plans, you can run a page speed test and a why slow test as well. I'm sure they did say at some point they were going to try and do the web core vitals in here. But again, the free version for this, you have to run it manually each time, or you have to pay premium to schedule that on a particular day or a month or weekly going. But running it manually only takes a couple of minutes, and it just gives you a nice speed grade and a nice why slow grade that you can enter into your client report to give your clients a little bit of understanding as to where they sit within the particular speed and grade for that. And it's got some dates for previous checks as well. So you can kind of have a running tally of how well your site is performing over time for that. So that's the performance check. We've got uptime monitor. Now, I don't use that. I just use Status Cake for my uptime monitoring because I've got that pay as a paid service because I use SMS texting. But you can use that within ManageWP here. Again, it's a premium service. I'm not going to click on that button again, but it will tell you how much that costs for it. So uptime monitor, it does what it says. It checks for the website to be up. And if it comes down, it will send you a notification by Slack, by email, or by text message as well. So you can configure all that. So you get notified exactly the time when the website goes down. And the monitoring schedules as well can vary. So you can have half an hour, you can have 15 minutes, and up to 5 minutes, down to 5 minutes as well for a monitoring period. I really wouldn't want to go any less than that. Otherwise, you're going to end up using all your SMS credits for that. Because we're uptime. Okay, SEO. So SEO ranking does as it says. Again, this is a premium feature, a premium add-on within ManageWP. And it basically allows you to enter a few keywords or key phrases, and it basically tracks where your rankings are. So it'll tell you which Google page that you're on, and where your keywords rankings score within that one particular website, and it will list some competitors as well. So really very simple SEO ranking. But if you're offering client website plans and you're not an SEO person, and you just want to offer that as like an extra add-on or maybe an extra incentive for people to take out your site care plans, then this is a good little option to have. It's just a very basic overview of SEO and keywords and rankings to allow the client to kind of just keep on top of things for that. The next one here is client report. Again, this is going to be super useful if you guys are running site care plans. Now, I do my site care reports manually, well, actually semi-automatically. I create the PDF automatically and pull data from different sources. But if you don't want to do that, you can use the client report from within ManageWP. Now, this is free and paid. The paid version gives you complete control over the formatting, and it removes the WP branding as well. But the free client report is not too bad. So here's one I ran before. Let's have a quick. Oh, it's PDF. Okay. So you can set some templates. Here's the default template for that. There's lots of different things you can include. So, if you want to use the date range for last month, you can check which features you want to include, so updates, backups, analytics as well. There is also an option for custom work for this. So custom work is here. So if you're doing some stuff for your client, maybe you've done a few plugin updates, or maybe you've done some graphic work or landing pages or sales and marketing, you can add that stuff in here. So the date, the task, and the description. And then when it comes to the template, you can include that as well. So you merge it all together. And the scheduling, again, that's only for paid. So the reports are not too bad. I won't show you one just now because I need to download the PDF and run that. But the reports are okay. And if you want to automate this, then it's a good step forward. But probably, if you've got a business that offers site key reports, probably you're going to have to pay for this add-on, just to get rid of all the WP branding and allow you to load those different options and to schedule the reports to go out as well for automation. Okay, white label. White label, so it allows you to rebrand ManageWP as your own. So it gets rid of all the ManageWP branding, and you can really brand the whole thing as your own across all the features as well. Which means if you're pulling site key reports out, then all that stuff's going to be branded under your own website company brand. So you've got that option there. And again, that's a premium feature for that. So those are all the main add-ons for ManageWP, and that's all the features that it kind of gives you to allow you to manage your website. But you do have some other things. So we've got really down the bottom is more tools. So there's 4 different little things down here. One is system information, which gives you a little bit of information on the actual website as well. So things like the server, the WordPress version, the PHP version, and MySQL versions. This stuff here is really useful if you're having some problems or your client's having some problems, maybe white screen of death, or it's running a bit slow, or plugin incompatibilities. You can come here and just check that this stuff is in the correct versions, and it'll give you a red or an orange if you're not running like what it deems to be like an appropriate service for that. So quite handy system information there. Maintenance mode. So if you need to put your website into maintenance mode or a coming soon mode, if it's a new website, then you've got a couple of handy templates here. And then you can edit the HTML for those and make those really kind of branded towards your own company and brand name there. So these are really useful. If you're having problems with the website, you can always just shut it down under maintenance mode really, really quickly and then bring it back up for that. So I've had to do that quite a few times on e-commerce sites to kind of stop people from doing transactions while we investigate what's happening under the roof. So this is free, which is nice. And HTML down here, you can add as much stuff as you like to that to really rebrand it for yourself. Code snippets is what it says. This is free as well. So you can add PHP code snippets and it'll add it into your website. For that, it's basically it loads in with the functions.php file. But if you just want to add a few snippets to do stuff, you can add it from here and publish that to the website, which is really quite handy. But obviously with PHP code snippets, please be uber careful because you can crash your entire website if you don't have the code running properly. Now the editor here, it will check for syntax errors, but it's a very, very basic one. So don't be 100% trusting in this particular editor here. The last one here is history. So for example, if you are pulling off manual site care plan reports, you might want to do it last week or last month, and it'll tell you what's happened in the last 7 days or 30 days. And then you can download that as a CSV file and import it into your own client site as well. So, so really, really handy. Whether or not you want to do the WP, ManageWP scheduled reports, client reports, or if you're doing your own custom reports, you can still get that information out of ManageWP itself. So that's the main run through of the ManageWP interface. That's basically what it can do. Let's jump back to the presentation. Almost run out of time. I knew this was going to be a long one today, so bear with me. Here we go. Present. Okay, so we've done that one. Okay, so that was ManageWP. Now, if you're looking for some competitors, and there are a few competitors, the main 2 competitors are ManageWP. Now, I'll copy some of these links below, and again, the links will be in the description afterwards. So we've got main WP and we've got infinite WP as well. So they basically offer pretty much the same thing. Main WP is a little bit different, as in you can run it under your own WordPress website for that, and that will allow you to so you can run it for free with under your own WordPress website, or it also offers a SaaS service similar to ManageWP as well. Now, if you run it off your own website, a lot of people think you get everything for free, which you don't. You just get the very basic stuff if you're running main WP, and then you've still got to purchase add-ons like, backups. If you want like weekly or hourly backups, you've still got to purchase the add-on and then add that into your local WordPress and run it. Whereas infinitewp.com, that's a SaaS service, very, very similar to ManageWP, offers pretty much the exact same thing as well. Okay, Paul Murphy's shooting off. That's fine. People come and go. You can always recap later on. I'm almost finished for that. Darren says, does the code snippet feature embed to the existing function PHP file in the current theme or child theme? It doesn't. And I'm not 100% sure, because I don't use it very much. I'm not 100% sure how it hooks in to the WordPress or at which point it fires. So that would definitely, it's a great question. Definitely something to look at. I'm not sure if it writes it to the functions PHP file or whether it just puts a hook in to run it remotely from the code snippets on ManageWP. So that would definitely be something you need to investigate, Darren. I don't have an answer for that, but I'll find out and I'll post it in the comments afterwards. So those are the two main competitors. Another question I get asked about ManageWP is how secure is it? So you can enable two-factor authentication when you log into ManageWP, which is what I have, and that should stop brute force attacks and people trying to guess username and password to get in there. Because obviously, if they get into ManageWP, then they get admin access to all the client websites that you have. So if you are considering using ManageWP, definitely turn on the two-factor authentication and get that little code verification to your mobile device. Now, the ManageWP worker, the plugin itself that sits within your client websites, that communicates with the ManageWP SaaS app over encrypted communications. So it already encrypts the information it sends between the WordPress website and ManageWP. And of course, if you're running SSL on your WordPress website, it's going to encrypt that even more over HTTPS as well for extra security. Now, you can read more about the security that ManageWP has put in place. They've got quite a lot, actually. There's a link there to their own website, and they just outlines all the different methods that they put in place to secure your websites and your login information within the ManageWP SaaS framework as well. Okay, so that was that. So that's a quick summary of ManageWP. I've taken you through the interface. We talked about how to add new websites onto it. It's really easy. All the different add-ons that they have. Some are free, some are premium add-ons as well. Branding. So there is the ability to white label or brand client reports or the entire ManageWP dashboard as well. We've talked about the competitors, a couple of competitors as well that you can look into, and the security aspect of it as well. Now, I really like ManageWP, and I've been using it for many, many years. I've tried other systems, and I've always ended up coming back to ManageWP. However, there is one thing that I think is missing from ManageWP, and that's they don't have an API system. They don't have a REST API. So yes, they have exports of data that you can download into a CSV file and then upload, but they don't have a REST API that you can probe the ManageWP interface and do stuff remotely or grab data out of there. I would love that. So if that was a paid option for ManageWP, I would definitely pay to get access to a REST API, because then I could suck all the information out automatically and create my client report 100% automatically for those. So guys, I've answered some questions along the way. I can't see any more questions popping in just now. And I have gone a little bit over the 30 minutes for that. So if you do have any more questions, pop them down in the comments underneath the videos on whatever channel you're in, and I'll respond to those. Or jump in our new Facebook group as well. There's a good plug, and ask some more questions in there, and I'll try and resolve those for you. So some more topics as well. I'm always looking for more topics. There's a link under the video as well for the Google Forms. You can give me more topics. And just a very, very quick shout out for wpaustralia.org. Go there. It shows you all the meetups across Australia. It shows you how to join our Slack group as well, which is where we kind of hang out in real time. You can read that in your own time, and happy to connect with you guys as well. I'm mostly on LinkedIn these days under Developer Will, but also on Instagram, willbrown_AU, and Twitter for Developer Will, or willbrown_AU as well. I should update that slide. A few more slides left. So we have our big WordPress monthly meetup, and that's the evening meetup. The next one is on September the 27th, and I am going to be talking about WordPress development on your local machine using the software called Local by Flywheel, which is a hosting company. So if you're interested in running WordPress on your local machine, join me on September the 27th. That's at 6 p.m. Australia time for that, and I'll be chatting about that and showing you how the Flywheel, the local Flywheel development thing works for those. And let's see, I missed that one. Next week, I am going to be talking about how to write evergreen content. So a little sidestep away from actual WordPress stuff and more into kind of content generation. So I'm going to be telling you all about what evergreen content is and how to make sure when you're writing stuff that it stays evergreen and what evergreen means as well. So you don't know what evergreen means? Join me next week for the WP Quickie. So guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. And I shall see you guys next week for the evergreen content. Take care and stay safe. See you later.